Hey everybody, this is Deb with Truthification Chronicles, and if this is like the first time you've seen my videos, or you've only seen them recently since the impeachment started, you may not know that I usually do some pretty serious videos, and I usually find documents to share, but when the impeachment is going on, sometimes you just gotta laugh, and laugh liberally. So this one's going to be a little on the amusing side. I don't know that there's anything of substance in there. There's one article that's kind of old that you might have already seen, but the rest of it is just kind of some fun that I found and I wanted to share with you. So get ready to laugh a little. All right, here we go. We're going to start with this one. It's not necessarily laughable, but it's something very amusing, because this is what the media doesn't want you to see. And here we have it. Look at this. The changes between January 2017 and January 2020 on how people were satisfied with these different things: the state of the nation's economy, nation's security from terrorism, nation's military strength and preparedness, etc., etc. Look at that. All up many points. So that's very interesting. But yet the Democrats think they're going to win the election. Anyway, let's move on. Because Joe Biden tweeted this, and I think this is probably the biggest whopper of the night, actually. Let's remember one thing when it comes to impeachment. Donald Trump is on trial because he's afraid to run against me. He knows I'll beat him this November. Yeah, gonna be hard to do that from a jail cell. Anyway, because from what I hear, folks, they've got the votes that they're going to be able to vote for witnesses. That's going to be fun. Of course, the next 2 days, Wednesday and Thursday, we get to hear the questioning, and that's going to be very entertaining. I think I'm looking forward to it, actually. The Chief Justice Roberts told them to keep it to a minimum, so they shouldn't be real long, wordy questions. And, of course, you don't get the Democrats doing all their grandstanding. So it should actually be kind of interesting to see what questions they choose to ask. And when it comes to witnesses, I'm not so worried about John Bolton, I guess, because if he really had an axe to grind, he should have done it months ago. And if he waited until now, you got to wonder why. And as a writer, I think it's tied to his book, because guess what? All of a sudden, he's getting all these pre-sales. Oh, gee. Funny how it works that way, right? So, when you get a book deal, they give you this great big advance that is contingent on, what they speculate they're going to earn when your book sells. So instead of you getting royalties along the way, they give you this great big advance up front. And then as the royalties come in, they kind of pay off that debt. And then you start collecting royalties again. So in case you didn't know that. But anyway, so yeah, they got to pay for these somehow. And, they've got a lot of these book deals that have been going around. And I think John Bolton that was one way they sold some books. So that's my opinion on it. I really don't think he's going to have anything one way or the other. It's not going to make any difference. But let's go on, because I want to remind you, Joe Biden, Donald Trump knows that Joe Biden will beat him this November. Remember? This is what Joe's rallies look like. Here's this one. So much diversity at Biden's rally. Look at this. This is the rally. Is that pitiful or what? This is in Iowa, I guess, because it says Iowa back there. And pretty much I'm seeing like white people. All I see are white people, and most of them are pretty elderly. They have a lot more gray hair than I do. So anyway, that's Joe Biden's people there, the people that are going to vote for him. And then here's Trump. Look at this. So, just to compare again. Yep, there's Joe. There's Trump. But Joe thinks he's going to win. Oh, by the way, I don't know when these were taken. Well, this one was that one with the plane. And so I just wanted to show you a few of these. So looks like we're going to need a bigger basket. I think so. Anyway, speaking of rallies, he had a rally tonight, which I'm recording this on Tuesday night. And at the rally, I watched the whole thing, and there's a clip I want to show you in a minute, but first I want to show you this. This was one of the posts underneath the video of it, and, I just thought this was worth reading. So he said, this is from a guy named Brian Dubrin. And he said, I did 26 years in prison on a life sentence due to California's 3 strikes law. I was 15 years old when I got arrested and was released a few years ago at the age of 41. During my incarceration, I hated the world. I was taught Republicans were at fault for my life sentence. I was told only the Democratic Party was on my side. Communism, socialism, liberalism was my friend because according to them, I was not at fault for my situation. That as a poor white kid, I was part of a persecuted class because I was poor. But one day, I remember hearing Trump speak on my small 13-inch prison TV. This man helped me realize that a man's success or failure to succeed is based upon the decisions in life he chooses. I tossed that demoralizing self-pity out of my heart. I started thinking like a Republican, a conservative, an American. I was released and immediately got a job, worked my butt off to join society successfully, even after serving 26 years in prison. I love my life, my family, and this great economy that Trump created. And I can wholeheartedly say that my success, my change of attitude, my change of how I see myself and the world around me was sparked by that first speech I heard from Donald Trump on my small 13-inch prison TV. The Democrats' platform preaches that we are not to take responsibility for our own actions, that we are all victims or winners based on our environment, and that only socialism, government dictatorship, can save us. The conservative platform, however, is simple yet true. We are all creatures of God. God gave us the power of choice, the freedom of choice. Thus, one's own actions determine one's own success in life, not the environment from which we came. Trump 2020. That was awesome. I'll leave the link down below to, I can't really link to that particular post, so you may have to search for it a little bit. But let me go up to the top. I had to bump it up a little bit, so things are going to look a little funky with my with my YouTube. So anyway, this is the video itself, and there's a clip that I want to play for you because it's going to play into what I'm going to talk about next. So here you go.
New Jersey is the state where George Washington led a die-hard band of American patriots to victory at Trenton and Princeton and Monmouth in our glorious battle to win American independence. George Washington.
Okay, so nothing earth-shattering. He talked about Washington crossing the Delaware and everything, but keep in mind where he was. He was in New Jersey, and that's the area where all of this took place. Then I also want to remind you that those boats, in that famous painting of Washington crossing the Delaware, those boats are called Durham Boats. Yeah, believe it or not, folks, they are Durham Boats. Now, I don't normally do this because I'm not a decoder, all right? And I don't claim to be one. I can decode a little bit, but I leave that to the people who are very skilled at it. But this one, guys, I got to share with you. And if you don't know anything about the 17th letter of the alphabet, you're going to learn something right now because this one blew me away, okay? He posted this back, this was like, it doesn't have the date on here. This was December 24th of 2017, okay? This is the picture of Washington crossing the Delaware on a Durham boat, right? This same picture was posted the next day. This was on the 24th of December. On the 25th of December, the same picture was posted on the official Department of Defense Twitter feed. So here it talks all about what's state secrets, what must be completed, what must occur, and all of these questions that are asking, why did Admiral Rogers, the head of the NSA, meet Trump privately without authorization from Obama? Does POTUS know where the bodies are buried? Does POTUS have the goods on most bad actors? Was Trump asked to run for president? Yes, I have a video on that, by the way. Why? By who? By whom? Was HRC next in line? Was the election supposed to be rigged? This is supposed to have a D at the end, supposed. Now, one thing, if you follow the 17th letter of the alphabet, you know that spelling counts. It really does, because sometimes he leaves out a letter and then POTUS makes a tweet and yeah, they connect. So anyway, I just wanted to show you that there was a D missing. And then if you look down here at the very last question, who is helping POTUS? And then this is the picture, remember? The Durham boat. Yeah, folks, Durham was working even back in 2017. And that's why POTUS tonight, having him talk about Washington, this connects him in with the 17th letter of the alphabet, folks. This is a proof. This is a proof that they're working together. So just wanted to share that. If you're somebody who doesn't know much about the 17th letter of the alphabet, and if you're asking me why I'm not saying that letter, which is up here, is because it's on the blacklist for YouTube. So I'm not even going to say the letter, but there it is. And I just wanted to show this to you because this is an amazing proof. And then there was a zero delta, I believe, that went with this. And a zero delta is where the 17th letter of the alphabet will post, and then POTUS tweets, and usually they are within 1 minute of each other. Try it sometime, and with somebody else, and see if you can get posts within a minute, and not just one, but there's probably been 30, 40 of them by now. I mean, it's a lot. So anyway, I wanted to share that with you because this was way back in 2017. This actually was the first post that I saw that really made me start looking closely at what was going on. Because until then, the only reason I looked into the 17th letter of the alphabet was because I wrote conspiracy novels, and it was a conspiracy theory that was bantering out there and people were talking about it, and I actually went in to make fun of it. So I was a very big skeptic, all right? And I learned a lot. I suddenly started seeing things happen and found out, gee, this guy is saying stuff and then it comes true. And yeah. And this one blew me away when I saw it because this was over 2 years ago. And there it was, the Durham boat. Wow. Man, these guys had it all planned. Well, military planning right there. So anyway, I know there's a lot of people that don't want to ascribe to that, and that's fine if you don't. I don't talk about the 17th letter of the alphabet that much because my primary job, I feel like, is digging on the documents and getting those out there to people. But that one I couldn't let slide, folks, because it's too obvious. It was so obvious, especially when POTUS said that at the thing tonight. I just went ballistic. It was like, he said it. He said George Washington, which just was kind of out of the blue. It was unusual. It didn't follow necessarily with what he would have said, although he was in New Jersey, and that is an event that took place there. But I just thought it was very interesting. I wanted to share it with you. Anyway, the next one that I've got, this article is actually from October 31st of 2019, which is when they voted to impeach Trump. And it said that they may be calling, Vindmans' identical twin may be called. So I don't know if he's still on the list. I doubt it, because I tend to think they may not want him scrutinized very much right now, because I'm pretty sure he's the guy that ended up leaking the book, because that was kind of his job in the NSC, was to look over materials and make sure they were okay for publication. So yeah, nothing to see there, right? And then this one, thought you'd get a giggle out of this. Yeah, Hillary Clinton admits she feels an urge to run against Trump again. I'm almost of the opinion to say, go for it, hon. Go for it. But I'm not sure you can run if you're in a cell at Gitmo, can you? I don't know if she will be by then, but she will be. I have a bet with my dad, but I'm pretty sure it's going to wind up with her, the truth being exposed. But it's coming very slowly. I really had hoped it would be all out there before the 2018 election, but that didn't happen. And then I was hoping, oh yeah, come on, it'll finally get out there before the 2020. No, probably not. I think because of politics, it's going to have to wait until after the 2020, because then, Trump won't be running against anybody. So I don't know. It's just a very tricky situation, because when you try to expose the corruption of a political rival, it gets you in that area where people are not going to believe that it's being done honestly. And, well, it just all has to be done really well, and he has to stay kind of away from it. So, anyway, this was an interesting article, although I think this guy is really reaching here. Oh, lady, sorry, Grace. Kind of reaching here. But if you remember, I did a video on Hastings, and he was impeached. He was a judge, and he was impeached. But then he turned around and he ran for Congress, and he is presently in Congress. Just because you've been impeached and actually removed from your position doesn't mean you can't run again. Yeah, it doesn't necessarily go together. Now, I know the House put that in their little impeachment articles, but yeah, I don't know that necessarily has to hold weight with the Senate. I'll leave it down below. It's an interesting theory, but I don't think they're going to need it, because I don't think there's any way in the world they're going to get 2/3 of the senators to vote to convict him. But again, kind of an interesting thing, a little bit of fun again. And then this one, yeah, we're going back to Jennifer Rubin again. Now, you guys are familiar with her if you've been watching my videos lately, because she has just become unhinged with this whole impeachment thing. Now, let me remind you who she is, in case you don't know her. She considers herself a conservative opinion writer at Washington Post and MSNBC contributor. And she quotes, "If right doesn't matter, we are lost," which is what Adam Schiff said. She was the one that thought Adam Schiff had done the best job. He was the best lawyer in the entire world and everything. And then she says this: "Can you imagine if Sekulow and Cipollone had to try a case in front of a real judge?" And then she starts laughing. Well, then, yeah, let's see. This is Brian Cates, and he's from the Epoch Times, and he says, wait, what do you mean I'm not a real judge? And there's a picture of Roberts here. Because Sekulow has tried cases in front of the Supreme Court. I believe he's tried 12 of them, and he won 9. So, and then this Undercover Huber is a parody account. So, of course, not really Huber, but he just puts that in there, and it is a parody account. Sekulow argued the Pleasant Grove City v. Summon case in front of the Supreme Court and won a unanimous verdict. But hey, it's the Trump team that's uneducated. He said that in response to her. And then he goes on, he says, also, Cipollone was a partner on the SCOTUS case of CompuCredit v. Greenwood in 2012 for Kirkland and Ellis, which he won. Also, Chief Justice Roberts, currently presiding over the impeachment trial, was one of the SCOTUS justices that Sekulow argued in front of for that case. This Rubin tweet is so stupid we're all dumber for having seen it. Anyway, yeah. This one says he's 8-0, but I believe he won 9 out of 12, is what I think somebody said. But anyway, I just thought that was funny. Wait, what do you mean? I'm not a real judge? Again, wanted to show you that. Thought those were pretty funny. And then this is the last thing I've got for you tonight. And I'm not going to play it because, again, it's, his video. Go to his YouTube channel, and I'll leave the link down below. But this song is called Maybe I'll Vote Democrat Again. Don't panic, folks. You're going to like it, okay? It'll be pretty funny. And I want to thank, and I can't remember who it was on Twitter. Somebody on Twitter gave this to me. I'll put the name in, when I edit this. But anyway, this is pretty funny. You need to listen to it. The volume's not real loud, but I think you can hear what the words are. He gets a little stronger as he goes on. At first, he's a little tentative, but yeah, he does a good job. So anyway, that's what I've got for you on this one. All the links will be down below in the description, and you may have to click like a little triangle thingy-mabob or whatever to make it pop open so you can see those links, but they'll all be down there. Usually I try to get them in order, so if you know what you're looking for, you can find it and take the link and go see what it's all about. So that's what I've got for this one. I want to thank you for stopping by, and I'll see y'all later.